Hey there, YouTubers! Today is gonna be a good day. We've been working on this Caprice for the last couple weeks now. You've been watching, if you've been around. If not, you should check them out. But anywho, you seen it. This thing is getting baggied, this video. First things first, we're still on the ground. So we gotta put this thing in its vulnerable position on jack stands, all 4 of them, because we gotta put a baggie on all 4 corners. So we need all 4 wheels off, right? Plan A, vulnerability. Step 1, complete. It is now vulnerable. Now step 2, take it apart. With these. Here we are. We're getting in it. So I'm kind of investigating. More because the front, because I'm more worried about the front than the back, and that's because I've never put airbags on a car before. And this, you know, it goes up and down, and I don't want to mess stuff up. But I think I can do it. So I think the first thing, we got to drop our shock in there. And then we got to, the brake caliper will stay the same, so we'll just hook her over here somewhere. The rotor we'll probably need. Looks like it's probably got a new wheel bearing in it too. Dang. So that'll be nice. And then we gotta drop that. We got the tie rod. Need to drop ball joints. Hopefully not the sway bar, but we'll probably have to drop the sway bar. And then the front's taken apart, minus getting the spring out. But I gotta find a chain for that. Then in the back, looks much easier. Just drop the shock. What? Even the rear has lifter spacers? Oh my goodness. What the fudge? Well, anyway, those gotta go. The springs. And yeah. Probably should have put them jack stands on the frame up here. I'm working on this side. Then Grandpa said, let me jump over there, do that one. We pretty much know how this is going together, mostly. What'd you find?
Just to see how they put this wire to the nut.
Let me see. Oh yeah, that's what mine was too.
Just straight rammed it straight through and wrapped it around itself.
Yeah, I was like, is this a copper staple? Let's pull this stuff off without losing it all. Oh, it's so heavy. Ah. Here's our wheel bearing. It actually feels okay. We'll clean her out and use her again because it's cheaper that way. Alright, we're working away. I almost forgot about you guys here, but we haven't really got far. I got the tie rod out. I did knock the ball joint loose and ended up messing up the nut and the threads a little. Son of a bee. That's okay. I'll file them out. This one also came loose, so that's good. So what I did here, I don't know if you could see. Well, I put a flathead in there. You see a little slice and dice I put in there? Dang. So now, My screwdriver will fit right in there. Well, my wrench now undoes said ball joint. See it? Forgot to mention we do have a safety chain. Got a lock holding her tight. Anywho, we got our nuts off. I left the sway bar because I got lazy. Let's see what happens. She should just fall right out. Look at that top one did. Oh, baby. That is awesome. Righteous. Now we can undo our lock. And I think actually we do need to redo the sway bar because I think that's the only thing holding our A-arm up. Got to release and let's see what happens. Going down to the basement. Yep, it's still going. It's still going. Alright, so that's good. Now we just need a big pry bar. And we can get this stupid lift block out the way. Fucking trash. So let's unlock this chain. Okay. Now she should just pop out. Yeah, like that. Did you see that? Gosh darn. Scared me. Goodbye, coil spring. Now she's ready for baggies. It's been a day. We're back on this. One, because this puppy got a new windshield. Check it out. Look at this. Remember the welding spatter? Yep, it's all fixed. Brand dang new. We got a new little strippy on the top. Dang. It looks wonderful. The little Chevy got one too. It's taken apart. So that means we need goodies. Goodies like these is what I'm saying. The tankulator and some bagulations. And we need the place to transfer the air. You know. Big thanks to my buddy Craig. He had all this laying around. I ended up buying it off him. Made my job much easier. He also had a dang set of 2-inch drop spindles. So those are going on. This sucker is gonna lay on the ground almost. A little lower than I planned. But I'm gonna dig it. I got one little baggie over here because I was, you know, I couldn't help but play with it a little bit. But I was looking. And, you know, she's a little thick. She's a little fatty is what I'm saying. Well, the hole's a little skinny. So we gotta do some shaving. So I gotta take this out. Goner. Bye bye. And then I'm just gonna come whoop, you know, and then run the face here, and then go straight back. Bloop. Now that's the plan. Kind of feels weird to cut the frame out, but it's what happens when you want baggies. So we gotta do some cutting before we could do anything else. Yeah, I might just cut that. That's on there. So we got a decent haul. I just gotta do some cleaning up. You know, get rid of this backside some more because that's a little close to the baggie. Put a little test fit in it, a little nervous. So we're gonna give her some more room and then clean up all these other edges. So, you know, protect the bag the best we can. Then probably, you know, maybe some spray paint. And then we're gonna start test fitting this stuff, see what we can do today. A whole bunch of grinding, flap disking later. This edge, you know, still got a little bit of an edge. We brought her back though, quite a bit. So kinda unhappy with it. So I'm gonna test fit it again and see what we're looking like. Let's see what we got here. Oh, nice. Nice. I can dig that. Oh, snap. Look at that thing in there. It's pretty much in its home. You know, so what's the better thing to do right now other than throw our drop spindle on, put our rotor and wheel bearing back on and a wheel back on, put the jack under her and lift her up and see how low she's gonna look. Right? Yep, I think that's what I'm gonna do. We might need a ball joint because that looks pretty ugly. We got our what do you call it? The spindle. It went right on. It's just heavy, that's all. So simply done. Yeah, it don't sound good. And I know I didn't clean it because I don't have brake clean, but it's gonna come back apart to put the airline in anyway, right? So it don't matter. I just wanna see it. I just wanna see it. That's all, I just wanna see it. Yeah, so we're not putting cotter pins in either. Where's the wheel at? Here's one. I found one. Alright. Where are you at? There you are. Oh man. Nice. Oh man, she's taking out inner fender. We're gonna lay low, buddy. Oh man. Man, am I excited. This thing looks too dang cool. That wheel's in there. And we still have room to go if it wasn't for the wheel tub. Dang. This car just got so much cooler. Why are you in the way? Whoo! Man, you guys seeing what I'm seeing? Man, this thing is looking really good. I'm excited. You guys don't even know it. But man, I gotta go home. I am developing a headache, so I gotta get home before it gets bad. Man, my neck is killing me today, but I couldn't help myself. I needed to make sure this will be cool. And man, is it way cooler than cool. Man, just can't get over that. We made it back out here another day. Man, it's cold. The heater's running in the background. Fever's hanging out with me. Check her out. This is what's happening. This is, we got a bunch of wire loom because my buddy Craig that sold me the airbag kit, he told me to cover my airline in wire loom for more protection. So I guess we're gonna run it for more protection. You know, guy gives you advice, you take it, because maybe it caused him an issue and you don't want to find out that issue. So I did that. I also did the power wire, ran that in wire loom. So now the goal is to run the power wire and this airline from the back to the front. You know, and they got two separate destinations. One's got to drop off at the wheel. One's got to come to the battery area, which is the power post. So it needs to find its way up here. That one's going to be a little more difficult. We're going to figure it out. Dang. See that wheel though? We're hitting our dang inner fenders. So it's like, do I cut them out? Do I leave it? I don't know. What would you guys do? You gotta put that in the comments. Let's get to work. Let's do this. We got our power. We got some airline ran. Dang, can you see it everywhere? I got my power all the way up here, close enough to the battery. I did give her a little extra on this end. I think I'm gonna have to move it back, but that's okay. That's also why it's all not zip tied up. So we took the wheel off, and I just took the nut off of this top ball joint, and I think I'm just gonna drop this lower section using this jack. Pop this airline in, cut the end of this off, make sure we got a nice clean cut, and stab her in there. Run that line for good. Run my all thread for my baggie. That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, that's what.
Everything down, let it kind of splay out.
Yeah.
You hang on to that. Here we go. Oh shit, that was going fast. That was way looser than I expected.
Go ahead and get that out the way a minute.
All right. Oh, perfect.
Now we can put that top one up.
Shit, yeah.
Now we can see our hole. So this is where I'm gonna send the airline down. It's underneath the control arm. See why we kind of need the little protection on it, because there's kind of some edges that could get rowdy on. We gotta end up down here in the hole. We can't see. It's so dark.
Hello.
Hey, look at that. I forgot to cut it. It's probably good we ran it first.
Oh, got a nice clean edge after it was all dirty in there. That's nice.
Nice terrible blade. got the bag in there. I'm gonna go 2 nut lengths long so we could double nut it. And that's where we're gonna cut that all thread. Oh man, we got an airline in there. We got our power running up through here. I still got some zip tying to do on that. Did a little zip tying on the airline. But I'm about ready to cut that other side. So we're gonna cut that other side, put that baggie in on that side. We got a whole new day here. It's Friday afternoon. I'm back on this side. I done grind her up, make the hole look pretty. I gave this side some paint because I remembered it. I also gave her a little ugly slice and dice, a little weldy weld, so that looks good. So now the next plan is to clean this stuff up, get the metal shavings off the floor, get our wheels out the way, run the airline this way. But what I'm gonna do, you know, instead of trying to measure it and cut it, I'm just gonna take the other end here and run it up this side. Bloop. Just like that. And then I'll cut it in half and poke it through the trunk and cut what I need to perfect length. And hopefully I got enough for the rear baggies too, but we'll see. The main goes the front because this is the hard side. Well, not the hard side, but it's the front. The front is the hard section, is what I meant. Well, I got my airline through here, so it's about time to stuffy our baggie. Now we just gotta drop make sure that little center ring in there is in the middle. So it goes in the middle of the pipe. Push the pipe all the way down. And boom, we should have air action. And then we stuff this puppy in and bolt it down. Baggie installed. Airline zip tied. So now it's bring this up. Put a drop spindle on, clean out the bearings, put her back together, and then worry about the back half. So let's do this. Alrighty, I went and found our drop spindle. So goodies. We gotta bring this up. We gotta bring that down. Squish. Nice. There's them goodies. Yeah. Oh yeah. All right, that was easy. Okay. Now, it should be as catching on the knuckle. On the control, I mean, yeah. More gutter. Yeah. More gutter or something like that. Now I need that to go. Alrighty. There we go. Yeah. 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 Hi, Phoebers. How you doing, pretty girl? And make sure you can see me. Don't cut off my nugget.
Yeah. Can show you.
We're just gonna run our parts here through our parts washer.
No, it's getting dark.
That's fine. The screen goes dark soon.
Hi. Hello. I'm not sure if I can see you or not. How do you get a bloody nose?
Alright. Get off, buddy.
Okay. Mode? Huh?
We got another new day again because, well, I went to put this side together and realized the tub of grease we had is plumb dang empty. So I had to go get me a new one. And I went with this one because it's got a 454 in it. That's right. So we got some new grease. And well, I got nervous that dirt got in these things, so here I am cleaning these out again. But I didn't do the passenger side, and as I'm cleaning the passenger side up, this somebody had a good time getting this wheel bearing seal in there. It looks terrible. I can't leave it. So we're gonna beat it out real quick and then clean out this bearing. And we'll just temporarily put the passenger side together so we can see it. We'll put the driver's side together the right way because we can. And then we'll start figuring out the back airbaggies. Some camera in.
Sure.
So we got this bearing. Oh, that one's not gonna get repacked, so that one don't matter. And I need the other one over here. Alrighty. That seal came out no problem. We didn't even bend it any more than whoever put it in there. So it's still, we could find out which one we need. So let's what is this one? That's the passenger side. This is the driver's side. So this one gets left alone for now. But this one gets some juice. This one gets some juice. Just get in it, right? Just fill her up. You don't want me to pet you now, Phoebers. Oh yeah, she's definitely full of grease. Alright. Now we go put some in there. Oops. Get in there. Get in there. A whole nother dabble, do ya? Get it all over. Get it all over. Get it all over. Good job. Think there's enough grease in there? I don't know. Come on, washer. Where is the nipple? Ugh. Squish. Squish. Definitely enough grease in there. Boom, baby. Look at that. It's together. So now we can start thinking about our brakes. And moving on. You know, actually getting our ball joints tight and our sway bar bike tight. We could get our link on there now. Yep, it's happening. Might as well start with this little guy. It's right here where I can reach. Dang, do you see it? Dang. This side's ready for brake stuff. Is it gonna fit? Yep. Looks like it's gonna fit. Alrighty, brake pads. Play nice. There it is. You just gotta give them some slaps. You gotta spank it. Whew. Man. Put some grease on these bolts. Got our wheel back on this side. Looks good. So now I think it's time we start thinking about the back half. You know? And I think that's gonna start with cutting that hose right in half. Figuring out how to get them in the trunk. And then or as well as either or, whichever I want to do, we take this apart and start figuring out what we gotta do here for stuff. Gotta get these lift stuffs out for sure. We don't want no more lift. Things are looking good. I got our lift blocky things. See them they're out of there. Gone. So, I was trying to pry the spring out of here, and then I realized, you dummy, it's on a jack stand. We need the axle to go down, so we gotta move that over yonder here.
We gotta get some fluid in this thing.
Yes.
It feels weird, doesn't it? She's been around a while and never had no love. You right in that turn right before.
No, I went back to the seam.
To the seam,
because my thing has the clamp.
So you got the wire, then the turn, then the seam. Okay, right there.
Yep, that's where I went.
Okay, coming down. I hate this jack now.
Me too.
A little sketchy or what?
Yep. Yep.
All right, here we go.
Completely.
Nice and easy, girl. Nice and gentle. Good?
To me, yeah.
Yeah, that's alright.
Perfect. Set them down. Bring that
All the way down. Ground floor.
Alright, shaky test. Oh, she's solid.
Okay.
Way better than I thought. Pry bar. Engage. Didn't even need it.
Just that simple.
Just fell right out. Didn't even need it. On the inside of the truck.
Oh, wow.
It's a new day again, man. I had to run and get the goodies. Still didn't get all the goodies, but we're gonna continue. We did get our holes drilled out yesterday. You know, one for our airline, and then we did one for our all-thread access. And then we also got our lines up here. So we gotta figure out where we're gonna poke the front lines through. And I'm thinking I might just do one in the middle and have those two, the two fronts and the power wire come through that same hole. Not 100% sure. Craig, he brought over a little pressure switcheroonie because, well, we didn't have one, and he said, dude, I got an extra, you should have had one. So give a big thanks to Craig because he's making this possible, like 100%. So anyway, we're getting close. You see the tank in the trunk because I'm trying to figure out where I want to put the dang thing and the compressor. What I'm not liking is the big hump in the middle. It's right in my dang way. So I'm trying to figure out where exactly to put it. Put it on one side kind of more and then put the compressor on the other. You know, the compressor can't be too far from that end. Unless I fill it on this end or something. But anyway, I gotta figure some stuff out. We still got a missing piece here and some air pressure gauges, but man, we're getting close. Check this out. Man, I hate working in the cold, but things are moving along. We got a plan. We found a chunk of wood. Sits right where we want it. It's no way. All right. So it's gonna go there. So you see that it's leaning down. We don't like it. We don't have a good way to mount it. So what we're gonna do is put a bar from side to side. Bang. That's where this comes in. We're just gonna use, you see the blue line? Slice. The other blue line? slice. See you later, alligators. We got a perfect square little tube. We could kind of give them 45-degree or backaroonies, you know, for the wheel tub to sit all nice. This is the plan. I don't know if it's gonna work, but we're using what we got because that's what we got. And we want it done now. High in it, yeah. Come down. We got a nice bar here. We got a nice, really good angle. That little blue line means it needs to grind away the paint. Grind away the paint. If we come over yonder here, there's like all these blue lines. We don't know what the heck. Okay, so this low one, that's the bottom of our bar. This long one, that's where the bar is gonna stop. Okay, so we're gonna grind away this little section so we can weld. You know what I'm saying?
There we go. That's a good call.
Well, would ya dang look at that? It done welded in way too nice. I done stuck our shelf up there, you know, I had the test fitter. It looks wonderful. It kind of looks like it's leaning down a little bit to my eye, but it's perfect. I like it, that's what I'm saying. I'm gonna put the thing on it and we're gonna walk away, screw that board in to that metal so that board won't go anywhere. We'll mount our tank to the board, make it easier. Now the compressor, I'm still not comfortable with. All right, well, I take that back because, you know, I put the tank up there and I was like, well, shoot, that's got a lot of room. So I think I'm gonna put the dang compressor right there. We got a little room under there. We got room here, room there. We got still 10 body trunk. We just lost 1 body space, and that's not bad. Not bad. We got room for our lines come up the back, kind of ride the top here, and kind of just, you know, just sway and flow in there all beautiful like is what I'm saying. I dig it. It took a lot to think about how I wanted it, and you know, a little piece here and a little piece there brought everything together, but it come together wonderful. We're getting close. Once we get this stuff mounted, we get our air lines poked through here. We are a baggy, minus some electrical stuff we gotta deal with. So we took our wood out. We got our holes drilled. We made a whoopsie, drilled an extra. And then we recessed these back ones so that they would hold down, so you can at least just pick the tank up, put it down. You know, you got it held down so you can get the front ones and stuff. We got our compressor mounted the way we wanted to. So I think we're gonna plug off this end. And then this is gonna be our air pressure sensor. And then this is gonna be our compressor. And I think we'll be ready to put this tank on here now and put her in there. And then I think we're gonna use these just to screw this, you know, put some of these down to our little iron bracket we just made. Man, this is looking good. That's ready to get put back in here, but it's not ready because we have to poke our front air lines in the back. We gotta get them in there on both sides and our power back here. So I wanna get that done, and then once we get that done, we'll slap that puppy in there, hook everything up. Well, we got the baggies to put in tomorrow too. But it's getting late. I'm getting tired. It's about din time, so it's about time to call it night. We'll get to this again tomorrow. We're getting so close I could taste it. We've been hard at her again today, but it's all the piddly little boring stuff you really don't want to see. Me getting in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out of this trunk. But anywho, check her out. We got rear lines, rear line, 2 front lines. We got power. I don't know if you see that all thread right there, but that's one of our baggies. That one I cut down so we can't see it. That one was just already in there, so I said, what the heck, we're gonna leave it, because it's kind of a pain getting in and out. It's actually not too bad, but I didn't want to do it, is what I'm saying. So now, we've got our tank compressor lid thing. We just need to knock this little corner out so it doesn't hit our little rubber boots. And I think we're ready to go back in. And once that goes in, we start hooking up our air lines and our power to the compressor. And this thing will be going up and down today. At least on 3 bags, because one of the airline fittings, 1, 2, 3, blocked off. 4, that one was bent. So I got them on order, but they won't come for a couple of days. We've been moving right along. You could tell by the mark on my dang forehead that I've not just been standing around. So, this looks like spaghetti everywhere because it kind of is. So I don't know if you can see the blue going to the red with the fuse-a-rooney. That's our power all the way from the battery. I'm gonna power it up. So, this white one going to this brown one, that goes to our pressure switch. That's pretty much our on and off for our compressor. We got compressor power, we got a couple grounds. So then I need these 2 twisted together. We'll go to 12 volt. And the red one is power, I believe, to the controller up or downer. And then the white one is power for the what do you call it, the pressure switch. Now I know this brown one's, it's a little for what we're doing, but it'll test us out. The only thing I got left here is to cut our lines, put the lines in, then we also got to come over here and we got to do some more wheel bearing greasing stuff. It's gonna be easy, it's gonna be fun. But just look at that back. It looks amazing, doesn't it? Holy cow, it is in there. Looks good. We're losing daylight, people. Holy cow, I'm losing it fast. But progress is being made. Check this out. We got a compressor, we got lines, -1. Not the line, but you can't connect it because we're 1 fitting short. One thing that I didn't like that I did, but I'm gonna have to change, is I don't like that this green and black wire run through my hair loops. Don't like it. I don't like it at all. So I'm gonna have to change that. So everything back here is pretty much good to go to air us up. Minus 1 thing. 2 actually. You see this? Can you see it in there? Well, that's a gauge fitting. And there's one on here. So I don't have gauges or the airline to hook them up, man. Worser part, I only have 1 plug. So I can use this little plug and plug out one of these gauge lines. But then the other one is still gonna let air out. Bummer. So we're gonna move on. This is pretty well wrapped up for now. So we're gonna come over here while we got this wheel off, because we're missing a whole bunch of pieces. But we have them all. I did find the wheel seal that we needed. Turned out to be the right one even. It was less than $5, no kidding. So, I'm gonna slap this back together. I took this off so I could get the sway bar back up above it, so we can put this back together like right now. You know what I'm saying, guys? All right, cool. Oh, you guys hang out right here? All right, not bad. All right, control arm. Come up. Do you see that goodness? No way. No way. Just give her a little shaky shimmy. We got a wheel bearing greased up. We got a wheel bearing put together. We got our brakes put together. You know, I didn't do much videoing on that because you seen me do it, take it apart. And let's face it, you guys watched me, clicked on the video to watch airbags, not me do brakes. So, let's put this wheel on. And I think we could put this thing on the ground for tonight. And then I'll have to find some fittings and stuff to be able to block off them gauges so we can at least run the dang compressor, pump them up and see it go up, and you know? But it's getting dark outside if you can't see out there. So that's what we're gonna do, is we're gonna put this wheel on, put her on the ground, and gander on it. We're gonna gaze upon the beautiful sight. Back jack stands are out. We had to use these little blockies to keep the rear end up to be able to get some blocks underneath to be able to get it high enough. But anywho, we're coming down. Man, it looks sweet already with that wheel tucked up in there. The front looks like it's gonna be okay. It's always nerve-wracking watching this stuff. Alright, plan B, engaged. So, well, you can see we don't have much room under here, so we had to put something under the wheels. Touchdown both sides. Nice. Uh-oh. Oh. All right, so now let's get this front down. Ooh, it's gonna look cool. Look at that stuff. All right, we're down. We just can't get the dang jacks out right now. Let me what? Oh yeah, I ain't lifting on that. All right. So let me tell you guys, it was some work getting this thing off the jack stands alone. Holy cow. I took a whooping, but it was kind of just boring. You know, all I did was put stuff on blocks and change them around. But let me tell you, it's finally on the ground. Check it out. Holy cow, look at that thing. Man, she looks lean, mean, hungry machine. Woo! Look at this front end. I just put that headlight in there so I could see it. I was a little nervous of going with the clears. Kind of wanted the black ones. But I like the clears. Looks good with our grill. You can hardly see it. because it's black blending. Dude, I'm telling you, this project is awesome. And man, do I wish we could just plug in the air compressor and watch it go up. But I need to go find one more blocker. Put a little plug in it, and we'll do that. Maybe tomorrow or within the next couple of days, because tomorrow's a work day. But anywho, just gander upon this beautiful machine. I came back with some goodies because it's been a couple days. I got us a nice little pressure gauge. Here's what it looks like. Can you see the two, the orange and the green there? Red and green? I don't know. You know, so it's a dueler. It's got two plug-a-roonies. We also got some airline for that gauge. Now the bummer part is, I don't know who in the heck sells the gauge without the fittings. There's no way to connect the airline to the back of this gauge. So I gotta go find those. A little sad, but it's okay. We'll get through this together. You know, this is how they send it. Like, where's the fittings at? Come on, guys. Anywho, but I think what I'm gonna do is just like put this hose in there and then fold it over, zip tie it up, at least so it'll block it off, and we can air this puppy up, because we got a power for our power back here, these two, and then we got ground up in there. I don't know, you can see that fresh metal. We also got ground there. We also got fuse. We got relay. We've got airlines -1. I don't know if you can see this one dangling over here. I got that plugged off. Now, if you come with me over here, up to the front, we've got battery, which we got to put our grounds on there so the car's grounded, because we got ground up back there we're going to be using too. And then we got power. We got a boop, boop to the power. So I need a couple sets of ice grips. And then we'll be able to, I think, air this puppy up. I'm getting excited. It's only going to be temporary, mostly because we're missing an airline. And those fittings are supposed to show up this afternoon in the mail. So, you know, we got to just give her a try because we're so close. And I got those fittings to find. Bummer. So nothing to it but to test her out. We got our little plugs in here now. They're homemade. You could tell by the double kink. We got 2 of them. That's right. So now, the last thing we got is our power. So once I touch that to that, we should get juice, is what I'm saying. So let's see. Oh, it's working! It's working! No way! No way! No way! It's that easy? Oh man, I gotta figure out how to get that clamped in here so it'll do its thing and we can actually end up playing with it. Simple as that. You know, I gotta make sure we won't melt down doing a wire check. So far so good. It's only been running for a minute though, so. Which way is which? So it's been long enough. It's been shut down. I disconnected it because I was in troubleshooting mode. Because when I hit the button, the controller, it didn't do anything. Nothing at all. So I just started looking. My first reaction was shut her down. You know, we don't need to burn anything down. I know how it goes together. It's really easy. But I gotta figure out why it's not going up and down. So I gotta think about it for a minute. Maybe go take a warm snack break and think about what I did. Holy cow, let me tell you what a dummy I feel. Super simple fix. Okay, I went back. The warm snack made my mind think a little bit. Looked at some diagrams and instantly thought, I thought this earlier. All right, so our tank, it's mounted to wood. Wood, no, it's not, doesn't conduct. It don't let the flow go through it. The tank does. And if you can see that little black wire, there's a little black wire on that one, black wire on that one. That's all the grounds. And they connect through the tank. So the tank needs to be to metal to be grounded. We put it to wood. So that's why I believe we didn't have the stuff happening. So let me look at this really. This is temporary because I want it to work tonight. So don't judge. So what I did is I ground down the little spot, put me a self-tappy right in there with two 12-gauge wires wrapped together, and I did it over here because 12-gauge was the biggest I could find. But it's temporary. It's only got to work for a minute. So now the next thing, we need to hook our power back up to our switch and our compressor switch, and man, we might be going up and down. All right, so the moment of truth, guys. Oh, shoot. The front went up. You see it? Oh, my goodness. What about the back? That didn't sound good. Uh-oh. We might have a disaster happening. I can't even see in there. Completely unintentional, but we have malfunction. Oh man. Oh, can you see what happened? We got a baggie out of place. Can you see him? He's not where he's supposed to be. That's no good. Not at all. We gotta get her up. Right now. That's gonna suck. Well, sucks, but it's not over. We can still fix it. So the plan, I don't know what's happening, but with the button, the down is not going down on the front. So I gotta figure that out. It's not like releasing the air. It's kind of making me mad. And then the one's messed up, so we're gonna just let the whole system drain overnight. We got the jack and the jack stand holding this corner up so we can figure out that in the morning. Oh man, it's not a disaster, but it feels like it. Just a sad way to end the day, that's all I'm saying. New wonderful day. I've been here for a minute. We did a little bit of work. So this little thing came in, it's at the house. I'm gonna run and go get it real quick, but I just want to do an update. So we gotta plug that. You can obviously see this is taken out. And we had an issue where it wasn't airing down the front, and I believe this was the front side. And it's simply because I think this was all the way in, sealing it off, so it wasn't gonna let the air out. So I backed that out a turn, and we're gonna start there. So now I think we're to the point of putting it back in. but I need that thing. One other thing I did is I chopped down that all thread that was coming out of there because it was driving me nuts. And I wanted to be able to get that bag all the way tight because I kind of feel like the wiggliness is kind of why it popped out of the socket the way it did, as well as not having this one hooked up. So between those two things, we'll get those fixed. And this thing will be going up and down properly. All right? Properly. Not twisted and not shooting bags out like we were yesterday. I got my box of goodies. This is literally the fitting we're waiting on. I already dang put her on. We're good to go. You know, the only thing that we're missing at this point is our gauges set up, but that'll be no problem. We'll get there. I took the bag out because I showed you it wasn't sitting on this cup right. You know what I mean? And let me show you kind of something that might help us out. You want the impact, buddy?
Yeah, that ain't gonna happen, is it?
So, this is how it sits in the car. And you can see that these are all that way. So if we move this that way, that'll off-center it just a little bit. And it should sit this cup better in that hole better. We're just looking for more gutter, is what I'm saying. Holy cow, do you see this? That's like a lot of adjustment there. The best part is our bolt hole and our air hole won't be really affected at all. So, now that I see this much adjustment, I think I'm gonna have to take this other side out, do that one again too. But I think this is gonna sit happier in here. Yeah, that's more gooder. That's more gooder right there. I can already see that that's gonna line up better to where our hole is. Dang it. Why didn't I see that earlier? We got this wrapped up. We got our grommets in there. We got our bags tight. We got our wheels back on. And look at this baggie. If you could see it, it looks like it's sitting way better on that pocket. They're definitely scooted more back toward where they should be, so they shouldn't patoing out of there like a wild madman. So, now the next thing is to throw our tank and our compressor back in here, power her back up, and try her out one more again, because now we should be able to lift all 4 baggies because we got our airline connection already in there. The only thing we'll be missing is our gauges. And that's because I'm missing 2 nuts for the gauge itself. So I have to find them. But man, it's coming together. Simply done. Now we just put our airlines back in there. And this time I gotta route them better because I had these wires in my way. I didn't like it last time. So, yes, that. So now I take these wonderful lines and we plug them in here. And that's all you do is you push them in there. Here, look, you wanna see the second one? You just gotta make sure they go all the way. That's all. And it looks good. And then we got the 2 back ones. One here, and then one here. Boom. We got our back set up. We're further than where we started just because of one hose connection. We got her temporarily wired back up back here because I want to make sure that we're good before we got air leaks, because I don't want to have to set her up all pretty and take it apart. So we got our 2 wires for power here. We got our power up there. The only thing now is to let her fill up with air. All right, let's put these 2 wires. Najis. Najis. We got it running. Turns out our pressure switch has already failed on us. What? It was used. Well, I'll just have to get a new one. So I just bypassed it. Now my switch is directly to the power. Anywho. We did play with it a little bit, and you can see the back is up. Let's watch the front. Just watch the front. Still don't have enough.
Let's try it.
There's a lot of weight up there it's got to lift, and it's got a long way to travel. Man, a little side view of her aired up. She almost back to the height she was at stock. She leaning on the front a little. I did investigate here. I don't know if you guys could see, but our airbag is rubbing our frame. Dang it. So I gotta take this, and I'm pretty sure the other side back apart, and scooch that air back more toward the inner side of that one. But hey, first one, you're gonna take it apart a few times, figure out, make sure she's right? We got a new day and it's cold. The Caprice, it did not stay up last night. Well, the back did. The back stayed up. We only got an inch drop, but I figured with the 4 inches we dropped up here, we were at 28, now we're at 24, that would come down an inch. So I'm thinking that stayed. So I was like, fudge, what did I do? I can't get into those right now. So I looked at these ones, and this one was like cocked off, and I started wiggling it, and I heard air pressure come out. And then now this little ring that, you know, you push to release the line, it's actually all the way out. You can see it's kind of at a little bit of an angle. So I gotta reroute this line, get some pressure off it, and then that one shouldn't leak. Hopefully, anyway. We got the wheel back off because we got the adjustments. So yep, we got to break her down again. You know, about the 15th time in this video. Got to take brakes off, tie rods off, get to the baggies. We're back apart. Now I'm struggling getting the airline out. So I had to get some light on the situation, see what I was doing. It took a little bit of a fighting. Got the baggie out completely. The airline whooped me. And I looked at everything and I just don't know why, but the bag needs to go more toward the engine side and there's no room for adjustment. So I immediately brought out the machine shop, aka the Makita, with the longest drill bit because it's a good one. It's sharp. And it just drilled a hole like right there, and you know, evened her out, brought her right in there. So we'll have another, what's it, 7/16 inch of slide meat. We should gain the room, the accessment we need is what I'm saying. So I'm gonna do another one right in here.
we got 2 more slid back holes where we need them. So let's just see if it's enough. Alright. Sure looks pretty good. Here we are under. Now we got a good 1/2 inch gap on the front, good 1/2 inch gap on the back. So I think we have enough room that we machined that I feel comfortable enough throwing this back together, see what happens. Passenger side back together. We got a lot more clearance now in the front, so I'm happy. Now I know when we put a little air in it, it's gonna take up some of that space. That's why I did so much space in the front, because I knew I don't want any rubbish at all. Because it's not terrible taking this apart, but it's not fun. So speak of that, I got a whole other side I gotta do over here now, right next to this warm heater though. So I'll be warm. Dang. Got this side apart, probably took about 5 minutes. That's a nice part. Now look at that gapperoni we got in there. Barely fit a finger. So we just gotta get that to scoot back. Just like the other side. Airbags out, no problem. Now we just gotta slaughter holes this way. Bring her over here to our nice drill-a-roni and set her up. Here we are, 5-10 minutes of drilling. We got 2 longer slots. It's almost perfect for this thing to sit right where I freaking wanted to. Right there. That's what I'm saying. Right there. Airbags back in, airlines hooked up. So now we got our spindle again. Put all that back on. And then we try and air this frickin' front up again and see if we still got good clearance like we do now. Yeah, baby! First thing first. Push that up. Get the sway bar. Here we are. Wheels on. Looking good. So now we gotta drop her off the jack stands. She safely made it back on the ground. We got her power hooked up front. We got her power hooked up back. So we're pumping up some air so we can try and run this, lift up this front, see what happens. Here we go. We got her aired up just a little bit. It's pretty level. It's, you know, it's a little high in the front. So now let's take our light here. Let's look under here and see. Oh, that bag looks way happier. Still looks like it's rubbing. Huh. You guys see it in there? I don't know. Come back tomorrow, see if it actually holds up air. Because it didn't last night, but like I said, I think it was that fitting. The Caprice, she's aired down because, well, I got pieces taken out, is what I'm saying. Well, this is our old pressure switch, which was used from the beginning. Kind of looks ugly, doesn't it? And it was, what was it? It turned on at 90 PSI, shut off at 120. So it's kind of a low pressure. Check this one out, brand spanking new. It's not all rusty. It turns on at 170, shuts off at 200. So that'll put a lot more pressure in this tank, make it a heck of a lot easier to get that front end to go faster, because it's real slow at the moment. So, I also got one of these little toggle switches for a kill switch. And that's simply because I want to be able to turn the car on
before the air compressor turns on and kills the battery. So hopefully if I'm smart enough, when I shut the key off, I remember to shut the off switch off on the airbag system, you know? Or when I turn the key on, it'll say brrrr, and I'll be like, oh yeah, I need to shut that off. Start the car and then turn it back on, right? I don't know if it's a smart idea, but I think it is. Look at this thing lay down though. Looks good. Well, I don't know if it's obvious or not now, but I got the new pressure switch in there. We got it wired in temporarily just to see if it turned it on. So now we gotta wait this terribly long wait to get her up to 200 PSI to shut it off. So I won't make you guys watch that whole thing. I'll just show you here in a second when we get there. And then when we start going up and down and stuff. Holy cow, man, it feels like we've been waiting forever, but this thing finally shut off just now. So I think now we just play with the button a little bit. Get a taste for it. Hold this puppy on. Did you see that? Woo! That's exciting. You don't even know right now. We're so close to having this super cool. You don't even know. Man, am I happy with how that thing goes up and down. Super happy. Now we got some minor things. We got some wire to run. We got to get the controller in the car and stuff like that. But that's all the boring stuff, and I don't want to just keep it standing and dragging stuff out. So I'm wrapping this up right now, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please give me a big old thumbs up, comment something, and subscribe to the channel because we got some more cool stuff coming right up for this puppy. So you gotta stick around. Thank you guys for watching.